I know you see it, I know you feel it. What's going on, y'all? It's time for another episode of King of Reads TV. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm here slightly dealing with some stuff. I probably already talked to you all about that. I'm doing a video about that. I know you all have missed me. I apologize for me being disappearing, but I had to deal with some issues. The other day was dreadful for me, and I sat in the bed. I literally laid in the bed all day yesterday. I talked about that in my previous video. If you have not seen that, I encourage you to go check it out. I talked about depression and all that type of stuff. Well, things that we can all relate to. I appreciate all the kind words you all gave me. It just makes me continue to fight. But sometimes when you get those gut punches, you be wanting to break, and I had to have a break yesterday. But since I'm back a little bit, I just decided, let me give y'all a little tea and tell y'all the things that's going on and give you my opinion on it. So you all know yesterday Trump tweeted and said that the U.S. government will no longer let trans men and women in the military, and said they're going to be focused on real stuff and da-da-da. You know, he didn't say that, but that's what I got from him. I'm not really surprised that Trump has said that, but I think a lot of us jumped to conclusions. A lot of us said, you know, oh, that's trash and let's drag him, da-da-da. And to me, he fell right in his trap. If you notice, every time the Trump administration suffers from a loss, they always change the narrative the next day. And you can go through several things that have happened. The Russia thing, this and that, you know, what's the name happened to resign as the national security advisor. Every time something happens, he tweets something or he says something that is kind of over the top, probably won't even go into effect, but he does it to change the conversation. And we all, some of us really fell into that trap. I think it's trash. Of course, I don't agree with him, you know, saying that he's not interested in having trans men and women serving in the military. A lot of people have things to say. A lot of folks felt the type of way about it. Being a veteran, someone who has served for 7 years and who has went overseas and fought in this, whatever war you want to call it, I have a lot of opinions about it. I don't necessarily believe that the military is going to kick transgender women and men out. I just don't believe that. I don't see that's happening. Yes, there will probably be some times where they're not going to be looking as, you know, being supported in the military, but I don't think they'll be, you know, kicked out. I think that's going to cost the government a lot of money, discharging these people and all these lawsuits that will be filed for this. So I don't think the U.S. government is interested in that. I think Trump just said that to be saying it. Majority of Republicans and Democrats don't support it, so I don't even think a measure like that would even pass. I think we're good with the Senate. I think they're just not interested in going down there. But Trump used this to change the conversation. I'm not going to fall for it. A lot of people's arguments were, you know, the government spends so much money with transition surgery for these men and women. I just don't think the government, you know, should. But the government also spends $50 million a year for men who can't keep their penises erect. So, like, what are you saying? Like, I just don't understand how you sit up here and say that this is the reason why. No, it's not. It's just y'all don't, you know, understand the issue, so therefore you don't want to see it. You don't understand because you're not trans. If you're not a trans person, it's hard for you to understand the importance of transitioning or anything. Like, it's just hard. Like, especially for people at the top who don't understand it, they don't see it as important. These people have volunteered to serve. Now, a lot of pro-black folks were saying, oh, these folks don't need to be serving anyway. They need to ban everybody. A lot of you all are missing the point. Like, just because I work at Walmart doesn't mean I support your capitalist ass agenda. That doesn't mean that, girl. That means I need a job to pay my bills. Like, a lot of us want people to be this and that. You need to be anti. But at the same time, girl, I can be anti and I can be finding solutions, but at the same time, I have bills to pay and I have to take care of myself. So a lot of y'all, you know, want people to necessarily just go homeless, support your agenda. It don't work like that. Everybody's not interested in just sacrificing that much. I'm not. I did not serve in the military because I love my country and all this and that. I served because I wanted the benefits. That's why they promote the benefits. The benefit of having tuition assistance, the GI Bill, the 9/11 bill, all this, you know, getting paid for this and getting to travel. That's what I signed up for. So you not being a service member, don't tell somebody they shouldn't be able to serve anyway and they shouldn't. I don't like that type of conversation. I think it's very selfish for someone to, you know, tell somebody the decisions they should make. If a trans man or trans woman wants to serve in the military, let them do it. If they want to fight for the white man, let them do it. You have to give people the ability to choose what they want to do. You can provide the information and tell them, hey, you know, So they don't stand behind you, don't do this, so you shouldn't be supporting them. But you also need to listen to someone saying, well girl, this is the reason why I'm signing up, is because I need some coins. I can't find a job, I can't do this, I can't work at Target because they discriminate on me and I can't really prove that they discriminate on me. I live in a state that says, girl, I can fire you at will. Trans men and women find a hard time trying to find jobs. Do you notice how many trans men and women, well specifically trans women who have been killed? It's hard for trans men and women to be able to exist in a community. They don't feel like they're supported. So that's probably why they're going to the military, because look, we're all the same. So I just think telling someone that they don't need to serve is trash. That's how I feel about that. I feel like give a person a choice and let them decide what they want to do. Overall, I think Trump tweeted that so we cannot pay attention to what is really going on. Is it the fact that the healthcare bill failed and they can't even repeal? You have John McCain, who has just said that he has brain cancer, going to vote for something to take away health care from millions of people. Then he turns around and votes no on repealing Obamacare. ACA, the Affordable Care Act, has its problems, but at the same time, people are not able to provide us something better or something to fix it. Republicans want to dismantle it because it's a symbol of all of Obama's right things he has done. That is the only reason why. You all want to say this Russia investigation is a witch hunt, and at the same time, you all trying to dismantle Obamacare is a witch hunt. There's no people who's really saying that Obamacare is really failing. There's no folks who saying that it's in a death spiral. Y'all say that over and over again in the hopes that we believe it, and we don't. Nobody believes that. Nobody's going to support taking away millions of people's health care. Nobody's interested in that. Nobody's interested in giving these insurance companies breaks and giving these people, these millionaires, tax breaks. Nobody's interested in that. Let me tell you something. For someone who used to make $20,000, $15,000 a year, it's completely different for someone who makes $20,000. There are a lot of people who make under $20,000 a year. There are a lot of people who are supporting a family of 4 with $30,000 a year, okay? Before and after taxes, okay? In both instances. So for someone who's making $1.5 million and $2 million in that and $700,000, that's a lot of money. You can do a lot. Now you might not be able to buy Benzes and BMWs and do all and travel the world, but you're able to provide for your family, I will hope, at least decent, okay? I think the poverty wage, I think is like under $20,000 or something. A lot of people just don't understand giving these people tax breaks. For what? No girl, we all need to put in. You're a little bit more better off than I am. So yes girl, we need some help. Like y'all want to say that the country is supposed to be supporting everybody, we all supposed to be, uplifting everybody. But at the same time, y'all want to sit here making excuses for people that need tax breaks. Girl, I don't understand. I can go into a whole live thing about this because it's trash. It is trash. But it just goes to show you that the Republicans really don't have a voice. They're not sure. They don't have a message. The Democrats don't have a message either. Nobody has a message. The Democrats the message seems to be anti-Trump, 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 and that's not going to work. It's not going to work. The Republicans slick have an anti-Trump agenda, but at the same time they don't have an agenda of what they actually want to do, because you all have been saying y'all want to dismantle Obamacare for the last eon, and yet you're all unsuccessful doing it. So what is it that y'all want? And what is the truth in my Oprah Winfrey voice? Since we're talking about Oprah Winfrey, I do want to congratulate the people over there at Queen Sugar for being renewed for a season, I think 3. I think it's season 3 or season, yeah, I think it is season 3. I don't know what season I am on. That's nice episode was touching. I'm going to tell y'all this, Charlie. That's my girl. I identify with her the most. I do love Ava. I love her energy. I love how she is when she, how dramatic she is when she's talking. I love that. I'm gonna tell y'all who I'm not checking for, okay? I can't even think of his name. Child, what is his name, honey? Ralph Angel. Boy, you so annoying. Ralph Angel, he is so annoying. The only thing that Ralph Angel has ever done right is that little boy, okay? And I can't think of his name. That's the only thing that he has done right. He holding this stuff over his girl Darla because she don't want to be broke, Ralph Angel. She don't want to be broke, and I don't blame her. She said, look, I need to pay these bills. I mean, I know that's your sister, y'all ain't on the same page, but at the same time, these bills are due. I don't think people be understanding that bills are due. Bills are due. Like, no matter what's going on, they're still due. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I I'm in that instance now. No matter what is going on in my life, and this is why sometimes it's hard for us to take a break, because if I don't create content, I'm not going to get any money for it. If I don't do anything, I don't. So it's hard for me to take a break and say, hey, let me take a break from it. But in the same time, if I take a break from it, I'm losing money. And girl, it's a whole spit. I got into that and I talk about that in the video. Please check me out. The link is going to be below. Check it out. Coming off of last week, the Breakfast Club was giving us good ass interviews, but this week the interviews have been trash. Rick Ross came on and said the reason why he's never signed a female rapper and thing because he, you know, I feel like I'm a smash, and if I smash, you know, stuff might go wrong.